Welcome to our podcast called The 3-Minute Reel, brought to you by AIM Higher in Education Incorporated. This particular series is called Real Talk on Education. I'm your host, Raketa Thomas.
What's a strategy that's really worked well for your daughter?
So one of the ideas that we put forward in our house is to find one or two good friends, but also learners that she can collaborate well with. To have study time, learning time, instruction time in our house, maybe a rotation format, maybe not, but certainly creating a learning environment. So almost replicating the classroom in our home.
So how has equity-mindedness been taken into account by the places you work for or by your daughter's school district?
So the schools were mindful that students may face new hurdles, ones that we're not aware of, that we're going to have to discover and adjust to during these times. And it requires teachers to be able to have ongoing communication and conversations with their students, and faculty and adjunct faculty and support personnel and ancillary personnel need to bring it back to the fore so that we can address these challenges. Right? When we are in a poor state of mind, we've lost our job, we're not feeling great about what's going on, our opportunities are shrinking, and the list goes on. Perhaps I don't have food. Perhaps I can't reach my parents and they're not feeling well. I need to stay away. I want to be around them, but I have to stay away. That can all affect a person's readiness to learn. So the institutions are mindful as well that there needs to be even more effort towards equity-mindedness in this time. We face challenges that we haven't necessarily tackled before. So when it comes to equity, I saw Dr. Kelly do exactly that. He inserted himself early on. He was very candid about he doesn't know all things, he doesn't have all tools, but he will make sure that equity prevails, not just with students, but also with all personnel associated with the school district.
Any other thoughts you'd like to share?
The reality is we have to be able to think on our feet and not necessarily pigeonhole education to a specific format. We should maintain good outcomes. We know what educational outcomes ought to be. However, the way in which we get there may very well change. And we as adults and as parents, but also as students, right, of this discipline as well, we have to be able to adjust our thinking, adjust the tools, and continue to promote education. At the end of the day, that's our job. We must continue to promote education, promote learning, encourage the building of knowledge rather than simply be worried and scared about the ways in which we're achieving it.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, The 3-Minute Reel. This podcast has been brought to you by AIM Higher in Education Incorporated, where we focus on education for success.